Hello and welcome to another Stamp with Amy K video out here on Facebook Live. I'm just checking to make sure that everything is set to go on Facebook, and it looks like we are good. So I had a request yesterday to see if I could do a video about how I made the little basket. It's pretty simple, but just wanted to go ahead and show you quickly how I made it. So I'm not going to show you all the embellishments and everything, just going to show you how to put the basket together. Pretty simple, like I said, so nothing too incredibly difficult on this one. And I apologize, I'm just getting over a cold, and on top of that, everything here in Atlanta is blooming, so my allergies are going crazy too. So yay. Okay. All right. So we've got the basket there. To start with, I've got two panels that I have already pre-cut and pre-scored, and they're cut to 6 inches by 3 3/4. Both of them are exactly the same. The panels are have been embossed with the basket weave embossing folder, which is an item that you can get for free from Stampin' Up! During Celebration. This is actually going to be our handle piece, and that is 6 inches by 3/4 of an inch. And I've also gone ahead and embossed that with the basket weave embossing folder too. So we will get going on the scoring. The one trick to remember with this, I'm hoping I'm on the screen here, to remember with scoring these pieces is that, I did my fancy little template here, but is that they need to be, oh, good morning, Karen, thanks for hopping in. Hey, Terry Lynn. These both need to look exactly the same when you get done with them. If they look different, if one of them is flipped and looks like this, your basket is not going to go together the right way. So just make sure that they both look exactly like this. When you do your scoring, you're going to do it with the pretty side up or the fancy side up, whatever you want to call it. And the first score line, you're going to put it the 6 inch end against the top, and you're going to go over to 2.5 inches, and you're going to score straight down. And then go over to 5.5 inches and do the same thing, score straight down. Then you're going to turn it and put the shorter edge against the top and score it at 1.5 inches. Again, you're going to do the same thing, and it needs to be face up. It'll look in exactly the same way with your second one. 2.5 inches, again at 5.5 inches, and then turn it to 1.5 inch and score it again. And I'll get that scoreboard out of the way. Okay, next thing we're going to do, I guess we should go ahead and punch. This is the best badge punch. Hopefully you can see it somewhat in the screen here. It's actually designed to punch out a little badge that matches, but if you actually turn it upside down and punch with the edge of it, you get the little scallop edge that I've done here on the basket. So, and you're going to do that against the or across the top edge of your panel. Again, this is the one that's got the wider piece up at the top. This is your 1.5 inch score line down here. And all that you do is you stick the paper in. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. Just line it up right along the top and punch. You're going to do that all the way across the top. And it's okay if you end up with these little pieces in between. You can just take a scissors and snip them right out of there. So that's not a problem at all. Because when you're trying to get it lined up so close to the edge, sometimes that happens. I actually had one of my team members, we were putting these together at the team meeting on Sunday, and she actually did the scallop edge all the way down the handle, which is really cute too. So if you want to do that as a little option, you certainly can, but I'm not going to do that here today just because the punching takes a little bit of time to get done. Okay, so all done with that. Hey, Erin. You like my accent. I don't know. I didn't realize I had one. I guess sort of a Midwest mixed with being from the South, and I don't know exactly what kind of accent that is. So, and I apologize. As I said earlier, I've got a runny nose, so yay. Lots of fun. My daughter brought home a cold and shared it with me last week, and then everything is blooming, so now my nose is running like crazy. So, okay, we're going to do a little snipping up the score line here. And you're just going to snip it up to the 1.5 inch score line. Same thing from the bottom up to the 1.5 inch score line over here. You're going to snip the corner out. And again, you're going to make this one look exactly the same way. All right. And then we're going to do a little bit of tear and tape adhesive, and we're going to stick it. Again, this is going to be the same place on both of the panels. I'm very thoughtful of my daughter to share. Yes, I know. Doesn't want to share anything except, you know, colds. We're happy to share runny noses and that sort of thing, but nothing else. So. All right, so we got our tear and tape on the edges here. Hopefully I can get it peeled. There we go. And you're just going to line up as best you can your score lines with the edge. Your punching at the top obviously is not going to be exactly the same. You know, I wonder if I cut this to 2 different sizes. I might have. Oh well, we'll get the basics of it down. I should have looked at that earlier. Then we're going to fold this over. I think I did cut mine to 3.5 on one of them. Oopsies. Oh well. Oh, this is a completely smaller piece of paper. You know, I might have to restart this all the way around. Well, hopefully we can make it work. Golly, what in the world did I do? See, this is what happens when I hop on live and I was not prepared very well. I thought, oh, well, I'll just do this video really quick. So, well, we'll make it work. That's what we do with paper crafting things, right? All right. So, there's the basics of the basket. Again, cut them to the right size, which is 3 3/4 by 6 inches, not whatever in the world size I cut mine to. I must have been a 1/2 inch short all the way around, so I apologize. It should look like this when you get done. Last thing we're going to do, well, second to the last thing, is we're going to put a little tear and tape adhesive here to hold the bottom of it closed. We're going to fold in the flaps, fold in the bottom, and here's our one with the tear and tape on it. And we are going to, it should be square on a normal one. It should look like this when you get done with it. Not the way I'm doing it, so I guess it's one of those do as I say and not as I do things. And then we're going to stick the handle on, and that's basically all there is to the creation of the basket. And they do look much better when you do them the right way and not the way I have done it. Just going to take your handle and stick it on the inside. Add a little more tear and tape adhesive to this side of your handle. And of course it doesn't want to come up either because it's the last piece. All right. Then we're just going to stick it in like that. So, like I said, they should line up nicely if you make them the right size, which, like I said, I did not on this one. But this is what the finished one looked like when we get done with it. They all look like this and not like this crazy wonky one that I just did. So, yeah, definitely that is the fun of being live, is that you just sort of have to make it work. So, anyway, but that's the basics of how you put the basket together. When we did them, we added a little bit of the shimmer ribbon from the Shimmer Ribbon Combo Pack, and this is in Calypso Coral. Filled it up with a little bit of the Sweet Soiree Ready Shreddy, and did some stamping on it. Did a little bit of stamping with the Cake Soiree stamp set, and did some did some dies, cutting, I'm sorry, with the dies, and put a little Happy Easter sentiment on it from the You're Inspiring stamp set, which is also in the Occasions catalog, and punched this out with the Classic Label Punch. So that is all for today. Thanks so much for putting up with my boo-boo on the basket. And like I said, hopefully when you get done with yours, they'll all look like this. So let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I will pop on hopefully with a more professional looking video at some point in the near future. Thanks so much. Have a great day, everybody.